They say that college is the best 4 years of your life. The people you meet, the places you'll go, all leading up to the fateful moment you walk across that stage. But how in the hell did we get here? All right. Hi, my name is Ashton Herndon. I'm a senior here at Florida State University, and I graduate in about 13 hours from right now. Wow, that is unbelievable to say. I've kind of been having this midlife crisis, considering the only thing I've done over the past 4 years is obsess over everything college. So before I leave this place once and for all tomorrow, I thought I'd reflect on my whole journey and how I became one of the top college influencers on the internet, and more importantly, how I became the man that I dreamed of becoming as a nervous high schooler terrified of coming to college. You know, saying that out loud seems a lot douchier than it did in my head, but this is the story of a college senior and how he lived out his perfect college experience. Okay, so I just got back to the hotel. I'm moving tomorrow, a little nervous, but also very, very excited. So let's see how it goes. The summer before coming to college, I had made a promise to myself that I would become the next big college YouTuber. Because I graduated during COVID and every college campus was still shut down, my entire college decision was formed on the videos of the greatest college vloggers, Elliot Choi, Kelly Wicasa, and there was no doubt in my mind that my name would be up there with them by the end of my freshman year. So I started getting to work immediately. It is about a week later, moved in, made some friends. Yesterday, 10 out of 10, both classes, digital media major. Right here. If I wanted to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, I had to make the best videos I could possibly get every single day. B-roll, vlogging, starting my video off like this for some reason. My name is Ashton Herndon, and I'm a freshman from Tampa, Florida. And after grinding tirelessly during my first week, my first video ended up never getting posted. You see, in all these clips, I made it seem as if I was having the time of my life, but in reality, I was sending in my transfer applications to anywhere I could outside of Florida State. As a kid who never drinks, the party culture was overwhelming, I didn't get along with my roommates, I felt as if I had made a huge mistake choosing Florida State over all the other colleges I had gotten into. But after a quick conversation with my mom, I decided to stick out the first semester and really give it my all before leaving this place for good. Fast forward a couple months, I started getting the hang of college a little bit more and found a group of friends that I had the privilege of calling my new family. And while I was still struggling a lot to find myself in what I wanted to do, my friends became the one reason I decided to scrap my transfer letters and give Florida State one more shot in the spring. And after gaining enough confidence in myself by the end of the first semester, I finally posted my first video to YouTube. Okay, so we're going to the mall today.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's been recording for a little bit. You are so ugly.
Damn!
Now looking back on these videos today, they definitely aren't anything Oscar worthy at all, and the views on these videos clearly show that as well. But I love documenting my journey, I loved creating, and I went into my second semester with a goal of helping out as many Florida State students as I could so nobody would ever feel nearly as lost as I was my first semester ever again. So I started working immediately. How's it going? My name is Ashton Herndon. My name is Ashton Herndon. My name is Ashton Herndon. And I'm here to help you with anything productivity, college, or lifestyle related. I decided that if I was gonna become this up and coming college YouTuber, I would have to become the person that I had always wanted to be. And what better way to achieve that than doing the 75 hard challenge? On top of the standard rules, I also made a promise to myself that I would post a YouTube video every single week, post 3 TikToks a day, and keep a 4.0 GPA while taking double the amount of classes the average student takes in a single semester. Every single day, I was working 12 hours straight minimum. While most kids my age were out partying and living out the quote-unquote college experience, I was grinding like a machine to make my dreams come true no matter what it took. And while my attitude stayed positive, things started falling into place and my lowest lows turned into one of my highest highs. By the end of my freshman year, I was in the best shape of my life, felt like I had found my purpose, and established a sense of self-confidence that I had never felt. And while everything else in my life finally felt like it was working out, my goal of becoming the next Elliot Choi had failed miserably. But if there's one thing that I knew for certain after moving out of my first college apartment, it was that this was only the beginning. Good morning, guys. My sophomore year, I decided to move in with 3 of my best friends and continue the YouTube journey at an even higher level. I was doing elaborate intros, testing the waters at different colleges, and started showing people a real look into my life in college rather than just telling them as a talking head in the comfort of my own room.
Yeah, you got that
Oh my god!
Yeah, you got that For the first time, I finally felt as if I was getting the hang of the whole YouTube thing while also being able to do all the things a normal college student does. And to be completely honest with you, this felt amazing. At this point, I started to gain a little bit more momentum with each video I created, and while I wasn't making the most amount of money from the videos at the time, I really had a belief in myself that I could take this to the next level. So I decided to spend all my money I had made from YouTube on a plane ticket and take the risk at a school where college legends were made. And after 10 grueling days staying with my best friend Nick on his couch and over 6 videos filmed, I came back home with my first viral video. The first Harvard video I posted got more than 10 times the amount of views that I was used to seeing, and everything I posted during that Boston trip became an instant hit. I can confidently say that the end of my sophomore year was one of the happiest times of my life. I was crushing it in all my classes, the YouTube videos were finally gaining some real momentum, and most importantly, I got to spend every waking minute with my friends, and we got closer than ever. So to make sure I continued on that route, I had all my friends send a message to their future selves on the last day of our sophomore year.
Hey, future me.
Hey, future me.
Hey, future me. It's second semester, end of sophomore year.
I just want to say, keep pushing, find exactly what you want to do with your life and go for it.
You're doing pretty great right now, and I really hope you're where you want to be in just a few years.
You got great momentum going. Keep it up. Remember, the only person that can stop you is yourself.
Keep calm. Don't freak out about everything. You're going to be fine.
Be kind to yourself and go back to the gym. That's it.
And while we may have all parted ways for the summer, I kept the YouTube grind going at full speed. I traveled to even more colleges, started transitioning into more interview-style videos, and made a promise to myself that junior year would be the year that everything changes.
Okay, so little update. We just hit 10K, motherfuckers! Woo! We're gonna go in there strong and we're gonna kill it. And no matter what, we're just gonna have fun and have a good time with our friends. But I just pray to God that this shit works out, bruh. To 10K, 50K, 100K, a million. Here we go.
You see, the beginning of junior year, I was faced with one of the biggest decisions of my life. I had enough credits to finish my degree early, so I could either graduate at the end of my junior year, or I could double up on a couple classes and really live out that true college experience for the full 4 years. And with only a couple weeks to make the decision and my views averaging at an all-time high, my decision became pretty clear. I knew that if I wanted to graduate early, I would have to go balls to the wall with all of my content so that I could graduate with enough money to make social media my full-time job. And what used to be a passion of mine turned into a business real fast. Every week, I was pushing the limits with my videos to make sure that everything went viral. I snuck into sorority houses at Bama Rush, went viral for it. I got my first day of school picture with Jordan Travis, went viral for it. And 2 weeks into the school year, I decided to go back to the place where my dreams really started to pick up, and it went insane. The videos 10x the views of the original ones. And remember those little TikToks I was doing freshman year? Well, those started getting a little bit of traction here and there too. And at this point in the game, I was grateful enough to start getting recognized around campus by a bunch of people.
Hey, you're the YouTube guy.
Oh, I watch you on YouTube.
Watch your videos sometimes.
Oh, that's so sick. Oh my god. Holy shit. You're like a celebrity. Holy shit, you knew?
I was finally starting to see the fruits of my labor after 2 whole years of grinding. And that shy freshman that was terrified to post a video couldn't wait to get one out quick enough. I was putting 60+ hours into these personality type videos every single week and consistently pulling all-nighters to make sure that every vlog was perfect. But no matter how much effort I'd put into these vlogs, they would never come close to the amount of views that I was getting on my interviews. And on top of trying to pursue this new passion of mine, I was still traveling every weekend for the interviews, training for a marathon, studying to keep a perfect GPA, and trying to spend any sliver of time I had with my friends in the meantime. My views and follower count were climbing faster than ever, but my happiness and mental state were declining at an even faster rate. But I knew in the back of my head that if I wanted to graduate early, I had to make this work. So I pushed away all of my friends and started to go even harder. I was filming interview videos almost every single day at this point, and when I wasn't editing those to pay my bills, I was losing sleep trying to think of ways to go viral for my vlog. I spent weeks starting my own fraternity, but it didn't stick. I snuck into UF to meet Livy Dunn, but it didn't stick. I was throwing TVs off the roof, getting beat up by D1 athletes, everything that I possibly could to transition out of the college niche before I graduated, but nothing seemed to stick. And with months of effort, very little sleep, and no actual time spent with the very people that made me stay in college in the first place, I had hit an all-time low in my life. My self-esteem declined again, I was lonelier than ever, and while I was on the brink of hitting my goals as a creator, I knew for a fact that I didn't want to close out my college career burnt out with none of my friends around. So right at the last minute, I decided to push back my graduation 1 more year and make sure that I ended my college career not only with my goals achieved, but with my friends by my side and in a healthier state of mind. And instead of living with this all or nothing mindset this time, I decided to have fun with it. Lo and behold, once I started to be myself and love my videos again, everything started to take off. I became an honorary student at Harvard, went to my first ever college party, and started hitting milestones that I never thought were possible. Going into senior year, I felt more prepared to live out my best life than ever before and wanted to close out my college career with the biggest risk I had ever taken, the Last Ride series. I wanted to travel the country, live out the most ideal college experience, and show the world who I was no matter what kind of views I received. And the start of the series went absolutely awesome. I ran it back for Bama Rush and ended up getting canceled when I was there, but again, it went viral. I took two strangers, now great friends of mine, skydiving. It went viral. And 5 days later, I stayed overnight with them in my school's football stadium. And again, it ended up going viral. I was pranking lecturers, getting banned from my school's library, meeting some of the biggest creators in the game. And now more than ever, I got to meet so many of you guys that were making this dream possible.
Yeah, I see your TikToks all the time.
Hey, we watch your TikTok.
I just wanted to say I love your stuff.
No way!
What's up?
This little freshman that was seconds away from dropping out had officially become a common name at the school he had once sworn off, and everything was going absolutely perfect. I started shifting my focus more towards TikTok rather than YouTube. And while the views started to dip on YouTube, TikTok and Instagram were climbing fast, along with the amount of you guys that I would meet on a daily basis just simply walking to class. And while everything was going perfectly on the outside, one day, it all crashed down.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it. Recently, I've been really at like a crossroads with everything, and I've been really trying to preach to everybody like to live out the best life they can, but it's really hard when I know that I'm not doing it myself. And I've really like shut out all of my friends, all of my social life, everything like that. It's super hard to keep going, especially when you know like deep down you are not okay and you feel like you're like drowning in everything going on. But at the same time, I don't want to stop because I want to help so many people. But this is part of the journey, bro. Like, I just wanted to really catch this on camera. So to anybody out there who feels really lost, I'm really proud of you, and you're gonna get through it.
I had fallen back into the cycle of overworking myself and isolating myself from the very people I had loved so dearly yet again. And while I was in the height of exposure and meeting fans face to face, that number on YouTube was slowly eating at me every day that I wasn't hitting my goals. I was also starting to get berated by people at my school, critiquing every little thing about me, from my looks to my girlfriend, and even the way that I simply just lived my life. It seemed as if everything I had come to love was no longer there. No views, no friends, and the positive impact that I wanted to leave on others seemed as if it turned into the complete opposite. Not to mention that I wasn't even close to the 250K goal that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year, and I felt like nothing more than a failure. I literally couldn't get out of bed or do anything without overthinking and beating myself up, and every single day was just a bad day, to put it simply. So for the first time in 3.5 years, I decided to take a break. As you can probably tell by my posting cadence, I've taken a big step back on YouTube in the past couple months. And while I spent years killing myself on the inside to appear like I was this perfect college guy, it was obvious that I wasn't practicing what I was preaching. So I've used these last couple months of school to really be a college student and do the things I missed out on over the past 4 years. Hanging out with my friends, enjoying my walks to classes, doing the exact things that I used to feel extremely guilty for doing, but in reality, I couldn't be happier for myself. I used to spend a lot of time focusing on what's next and what I wanted in the future, but I've started to realize that that future you look forward to is always going to be there, and it is always going to be changing. But the very people and things in front of you that aren't going to be there forever are what truly matter more than anything in the world. People tell you this all the time, but this shit flies by. One day you're struggling in your dorm room, praying for the day you move on to the next chapter, and the next you're doing all of your senior activities, willing to give anything for just one more week of college. Our last day of classes, our last night out at the bar, our last trip as a friend group in college. Taking grad pictures with strangers you met in the dorm 4 years ago that you have the privilege of calling your family now. And packing up your college apartment that has become a museum of everything you've done over the past 4 years. Hi, future me. It's the end of sophomore year right now. All I know is that I have a great support system around me right now. And I pray to God that come at the end of senior year, we're all still together, all happy. I'm so grateful for everyone around me. So keep them around, treat them well, and record everything. Literally document it, because this is the best time of your life with the best people out there. I love you, buddy. Keep going. So as I sit here in the same empty parking lot that I have ended each and every year reflecting on, I literally cannot wrap my head around the fact that this is it. After tomorrow, everything that I know and love about this place will never be the same. And all of the amazing experiences that we used to joke about telling our kids are all gonna turn into distant memories that we can only relive when we actually end up telling our kids one day. I may not have had that perfect college experience, and I have definitely had a lot of ups and downs along the way. But no matter how far I trailed off the path, I can confidently say that I'll be walking across that stage tomorrow holding every promise I made to myself true. I took care of everybody I loved. I kept going no matter what. I held on to every single friendship I had and then some. And most importantly, I made sure that I filmed everything. All right, pre-graduation. Feeling nervous, but excited. The last ride, baby. Woo! Everybody always says it, but college truly is the best 4 years of your life. The people you meet, the places you'll go, all leading up to the fateful moment you walk across that stage. And despite all the tears, the haters, the controversy, the adversity, the countless lonely nights wondering what the hell tomorrow has to offer, that overwhelmed 18-year-old that was seconds away from dropping out has finally graduated.
Ashton, Herndon.
I came into college as a shy 18-year-old kid, terrified of what life was about to hit him. And 4 years later, I've become the very man that I have dreamed of becoming and so much more. The road to success is never gonna be easy, and in no way did it go to plan by any means for me. But if there's a belief in your heart to make something happen, trust me when I say you can absolutely achieve it. These past 4 years have been the greatest of my entire life. From the amazing family that I made, to the lifelong memories that my kids will eventually know by heart, to the amazing institution that I have the privilege of calling my forever home. I wouldn't trade a single second of my experience for anything else in the world.
This is it, man. This is it.
Even though it seems impossible right now, you will get through it. Just know that everything works out for a reason, and God works his plan in very unique ways, but you're doing just fine. And I want you to know that.
I have no idea what the hell is gonna happen next in my life, and I sure as hell know that it's not gonna be easy. But even if the journey is half as exciting as college has been, I have no doubt that each and every one of us are gonna do amazing things with our lives. Life is always gonna be uncertain, but through all the sleepless nights, amazing journeys, lifelong friendships, and every single obstacle that tried to get in the way of our happiness, I can confidently say that I lived out the perfect college experience my way.
Yes, it was my